Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are today. It's November 15th, and I will be doing today's stand up without Brian, but he will be joining us tomorrow morning. So, today we are going to be talking about the November 2023 Microsoft Patch Tuesday. Microsoft released quite a few patches to fix 58 flaws and 5 zero-day vulnerabilities. So let's just get right to it. So Microsoft Patch Tuesday, there is 16 elevation of privilege vulnerabilities that are patched, 6 security feature bypass, 15 remote code execution, 6 information disclosure, 5 denial of service, and 11 spoofing vulnerabilities that Microsoft has released patches for. And of note are 5 0-day vulnerabilities. So let's talk about what 0-day vulnerabilities are. So, 0-day vulnerabilities are unknown flaws in software that a bad actor or a hacker could potentially exploit, and that might allow them to run their own code in the software. So whether it be Microsoft Windows or Apple devices, Android devices, or any third-party software. A 0-day vulnerability is just that, right? It's basically a flaw that the vendor is unaware of. So in this case, Microsoft, found out about these 5 0-day vulnerabilities, and 3 of those vulnerabilities are being actively exploited in the wild, which means you need to rush to patch these ASAP because bad actors are using these vulnerabilities to escalate privileges. So one is for the Windows Cloud Files mini driver. One was Windows DWM Core Library Elevation of Privilege, and then there's also a Windows Smart Screen Security Feature Bypass vulnerability, which is interesting to me, right? Because oftentimes, if you don't know, the Smart Screen technology is actually a security mechanism designed to protect companies and users against malicious, links or malicious software from running, right? And so in this case, the technology that's designed to protect you is itself vulnerable to a 0-day attack. And so what's interesting is that in the 0-day space, there's actually companies that will pay researchers and or criminals. They will pay a lot of money for 0-day vulnerabilities. And the reason that's true is because, again, if a vendor does not know about said vulnerability, then nation state actors or 0-day brokers like this one, Operation Zero, a Russian 0-day acquisition firm, announced this week that is offering up to 20 million for full exploit chains. So firms like this one will pay a lot of money to purchase these 0-day vulnerabilities to be able to attack organization unbeknownst to them, right? So again, 0 days are critical to be aware of, and several ways to protect against them is making sure you stay up to date with the latest software and patches, but also having a defense in depth strategy. So if there is an attack that happens, let's say on one of your servers, it can't easily move to other systems. So you want to make sure you have those solid defense in depth controls. One other thing I would like to mention is that I have heard some cybersecurity professionals say, "Oh, well, if we do everything right, there's no way we can protect against 0-day vulnerabilities." And yes, that's true. However, most attacks do not use 0-day vulnerabilities, right? Because bad actors are generally looking for the lowest hanging fruit. And in our discussion with the largest bank in the world yesterday, we talked about how they were compromised through a Citrix vulnerability that had been released for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I would say focus on what you can control, which is having a good defense in depth strategy, things like zero trust architecture that we'll talk about later. And be aware of when vendors patch some of these 0-day vulnerabilities. And especially if they're, like Microsoft mentioned, 3 of the 5 are being exploited in the wild. Those are the ones you should prioritize because those are the ones that a vendor is seeing someone actively exploiting. So again, it's critical to stay up to date with vendor notifications, and again, if you see 0-day vulnerabilities out there, make sure to be aware of when a patch is released, and if there's not one that's currently available, make sure you have compensating controls around the system's software and services that you have. With that, that will be it for today. So it's a short stand up, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye.